What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dan and Brodes Show. It's an early wake up for the fellas today, but listen, we're dedicated people. That's what we are, and we're going to talk about the Philadelphia Phillies once again because they played some games against the Marlins, and we talked about, the last game we talked about was the walk-off by Franco, which was amazing, who has been playing amazing, by the way. But then the second game of the series, which was a 4-game sweep. May I add there, Dan, it was a 4-game sweep. Ooh. But this is
Bust
what we
out
had.
the brooms.
Yeah, this is what we had in game 2. Okay, and let's talk about this. Vince Velasquez looked great on the mound. We win 5-1, but he was yanked after 6 1/3, and I did not like that. What did you think about the move by Gabe?
I like every decision that Gabe makes at this point. I am on the wagon, full tilt. But one thing I do want to say about Vince Velasquez, he's one of these guys that I think could completely make or break the team come playoff time, whether we're using him out of the bullpen or not. He seems like he's either untouchable or his ERA is a 6. There's no in-between with him. He's either getting completely lit up or you just can't touch him. I think over the next month and a half, he could be the game changer for us.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I have more faith in him at this very moment than I do with Nick Pivetta on the mound. I really do.
It sucks, too, because Pivetta, he started the season so strong, but he has been pretty inconsistent the last couple of weeks. He can run it up to 97, though, man. I love watching him pitch.
Guess what? Vince Velasquez also had a beautiful double. This game was 0-0 at the time. My man hits a double in the gap and then ends up scoring the 1-0 run to give this squad the lead. He did it all that game. And Loop had his first performance. Do you remember what that was like? Yeah, well, he's going to use him for when we need him situationally, just for one hitter probably. That's such a Gabe move.
I love Gabe.
All right, so
Gabe will use somebody for a pitch if he has to.
Oh, stop it. Game 3 of this series, we get a nice 8-3 game. An explosion of the bats. Zach Eflin threw 8 innings, had 85 pitches. What a low pitch count. Why didn't he finish the game?
I got to tip my hat to Gabe once again on this one, though, because this was one of these lineups. You know, the Phillies tweet out their lineup cards about a couple of hour or two before every game.
Oh, yeah.
This was one of those lineups that you got all the Philly fans on Twitter freaking out. Roman Quinn batting 9th. You got Eflin batting 8th. Nick Williams is in the 3-hole. What's happening here? Dinger party. Dinger party everywhere. Everyone goes deep. Williams with a 3-run shot. I think Cesar Hernandez hit one right-handed. Who knew? Asdrubal Cabrera hit one. Come on. Come on. Come on, Gabe.
Yeah, Nick Williams actually started that party off in the first inning. But this was an emotional weekend for the Phillies, right? That was the day of the Doc thing, and that was very emotional. And on top of that, we had the 2008 World Series ceremony. It was just an emotional weekend and a great way to sweep it, for real.
Yeah,
I thought
blast
the players
from the
got
past.
behind. Yeah, the players got behind Doc on that day and really felt the emotion, I feel, you know?
Yeah, his family was all there and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
I think they did something similar. I think they might have retired his number in Toronto earlier in the season, and they were out there. It's really unfortunate, man. But seeing Chooch unveil the plaque, no one better than Chooch to pull the cover off of that plaque.
Yeah, absolutely, and give him a little kiss while you're at it. So then we were at game.
Rubbed it in.
Stop.
Rubbed it in.
I know, it was beautiful.
Rubbed it in. I
It was
loved it.
beautiful.
I loved
But game 4 of this series was last night. Aaron Nola didn't seem like he had it. Even though he didn't have it, it still wasn't terrible. But he did cost himself a couple runs there. So we were up 3-0. And with Aaron Nola and Sir Anthony Dominguez, somehow we lose that 3-0 lead against this Marlins team. I was so shocked. He actually had a bad defensive play, which let a runner go up on first. And then bang, the next batter hits a 2-run shot to make it a 3-2 game.
I got to be totally honest. I did not watch the inning where we gave up the runs because we went up 3-0 with Nola on the mound and I was comfortable. So I went ahead, I took a little bit of break and then I got the text and I was like, oh, it's 3-3. That's weird. That usually doesn't happen with Nola on the mound. So I had to turn it back on. But who was the hero last night? Oh, it's Asdrubal! I think I said this the other day. When this man gets hot, he's gonna rip off a couple more hits here over the next couple of days. Back-to-back days, he hit home runs. He's starting to heat up a little bit. I like when Asdrubal's heating up, man. Clutch. That was a moonshot too, by the way. Did you see where that thing landed?
Oh yeah.
Like eight or 9 rows deep, second deck.
Yeah, that's
Almost
the
hit
kind
the
of tickets
Budweiser
I
sign.
buy. That's the kind of
Ryan.
tickets I buy. You know what I mean?
That's a Ryan Howard bomb.
But you know who else was a huge piece to that game? And that is the closer. The man we love, Tommy Hunter. And I'll be honest, I was getting texts from my boys like, oh, here we go. And I said, actually, I think I feel comfortable. For some reason, I feel like this is a good move because he's had some decent outings. And bang.
He's the GOAT.
Okay, let's not do
Tommy Hunter is the greatest of all time.
that. And that is all we have for today on the Dan and Brode Show.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No, he's another guy that can be a game changer for us.
Yeah, if he can pitch the way he has been, then he's very
successful. now that Neshek's been back for a little bit, Dominguez obviously is the guy. If we could just get a little bit of a depth thing from Tommy Hunter, or on nights like last night where we went to Dominguez a little bit early because the Marlins started to heat up, and we need guys later in the game that typically pitch in the seventh, it could be big for us, really big.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So that was the 4-game sweep, and that was beautiful. It does suck that the Braves kind of did their thing on that series too. The Mets kind of blew one for us last night as they had at the bottom of the 10th, one out, a man on third base to tie the game, and they just couldn't tie it up. And the Mets, and then they're going to end up hitting 15 home runs on us. But that's besides the point.
That's all they do when they come to CVP.
Yeah. Let's talk about Citizens Bank Park because this place is still empty. I'm watching Red Sox Yankees last night, and I get it. It's Sunday Night Baseball, and it's the best rivalry ever. But, I mean, this Citizens Bank Park should not be this empty, and it kind of pisses me off.
Yeah, it's upsetting, and I think a lot of it has to do with what we kind of hit on in the last episodes. I think this fan base, we need that one big piece to really get everyone invested in. I'm with you. I think this is a for sure playoff team this year. I think they're going to be a playoff team for the next handful of seasons for sure. There's a large group of guys on this current team that we're going to be watching for the next maybe a decade. There's no reason why we shouldn't be filling the building up right now, but I do think that we're one Machado or one Harper away from ripping off those sellouts. I think because we came into the year expected to be a middle of the pack, maybe even fourth in the division type team this year. We just need somebody to, I guess, invest ourselves in. That, like, okay, now we're ready piece. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, we're 62 and 48, first place in August. It's like August 6th today. And we're 62 and 48. You're telling me we have 25,000 people there? I mean, we just talked about the 08 World Series championship team, and we're celebrating them. And there are seats up at the top that is just so empty. I mean, it's kind of pathetic. It's pathetic.
The entire, upper deck is empty on most days because even the people that buy the tickets up there, they just make their way down. So the whole upper portion of the stadium has been empty all season. It's really depressing, actually.
Yeah, put this in perspective, and I understand the Eagles just came off of a Super Bowl, but there were 40,000 people watching their open practice yesterday, and I get it, because I'm such a hypocrite that I say that this Phillies team should be more important, and then I see a clip of Carson Wentz on TV, and I'm just like, let's go! You know, I'm like such a
I heard he got a standing ovation because he backpedaled.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and I was probably one of them, you know what I mean? But 40,000 people were there to watch an open practice, and seriously, 25,000 are at the Citizens Bank Park on a first-place team. It pisses me off. Here's one thing that fans are complaining about, and I saw this on Twitter when I was looking at some stats or whatever. They think it's too expensive to bring a family of 4. And I'll be honest with you, you can go to StubHub and buy tickets for maybe like $8 to $10. I swear to God you could.
You could use code Shelfie, get $20 off a SeatGeek order. You could totally do that. I don't. The ticket pricing, I don't think is that bad on the Phillies.
No,
I mean,
not at all.
It's probably gonna cost you $45 to get a drink for each of those 4 family members. So maybe that's where it gets a little bit difficult. But at the end of the day, that didn't stop us from going to Sixers games or Eagles games
this year. That's exactly what I said. I said Flyers sell out, Sixers sell out, and I actually had this discussion on 97.5 with Mikey Mish one day, and I got into him a little bit, and his response was, well, the Eagles are the Eagles. They're going to get it anyway. The Flyers have their little family fan base that just die hard, and no matter what, you're selling out the Wells Fargo for the Flyers. When it comes to the Sixers or the Phillies, they have to be good for people to go. But that's my argument. We're Philadelphia. We should know when this team is good. We're 62-48, and this place is half empty. It pisses me off.
Who knows? Maybe we'll just turn it up a little bit in September. All of a sudden, you want to go to a game in September, bro?
Yeah, let's go, man.
Let's go, bro.
Right,
Let's be the example. Let's pick a date and have everyone show up with us.
Okay. And speaking of our home barn, Citizens Bank Park, we are phenomenal at home. I mean, I believe we're like over 20 games over 500 at home.
Maybe no one showing up is boring our opponents to tears, and it's actually an advantage. There's no one
boring
there.
the Marlins, because let's be real.
You're right. Never mind. Never mind. Have you been to a Marlins game ever down in Miami? I went last year. I went last year. The whole right field, all the concession stands behind right field were actually closed because there wasn't enough people there for them to even have their concession stands. It's like a ghost town, dude.
Oh
it's
my
bad.
God. Well, this just reminds me of what just happened with Chris Archer. Did you see he got a standing ovation? He was like, "What the hell? I didn't realize fans clap for you after 4 1/3." He's not used to that in Tampa.
Yeah, right.
He didn't even have a good outing. But no, going back to the whole at-home thing. Are you afraid of a road game? If we have to play a wild card game on the road, would that scare you based off of what we've seen?
Yes.
Yeah. Why is it such a difference maker? I don't get it. It's not the fans.
It's not the fans.
I don't know that's getting them going because there's not many there.
That's hard. I have no idea. Because you play 81 games at home, 81 games on the road. You would think at some point it just becomes muscle memory and you're just out there playing. I mean, I'm sure once you get a couple pitches into a game, most guys really could care less where they're actually playing. But it's just kind of weird how that happens. But no, I'm not comfortable going to Atlanta or Washington or Chicago or Arizona or Colorado for a wild card game. I'm not. I'm 100% confident in Nola at home, though, in that game.
Yeah, no doubt. I definitely agree. Do you think we would have a sellout crowd with a wild card game?
Yes, 100%.
Dude, I actually think you're wrong. That's where I'm at with this. Why aren't we sold out now?
Every seat.
In the beginning of the year, before the season started, I tell you we're in first place August 6th. Will Citizens Bank Park be sold out? And you'd be like, dude, absolutely. There's no doubt.
I don't know. There's no doubt in my mind we're selling out a wild card game. None. No doubt in my mind. It's win or go home.
Dude, that empty seats up at the top, you're going to be looking around, you're going to be like, damn. And you know what they're
I'll tell you what.
They're going to be at the NovaCare Center watching the Eagles practice through a fence. Can't even see through the bushes.
If the Phillies play at a wild card game at home, and we don't sell out, I'll buy you a shot.
Oh, okay. And if they do, I'll give you a handshake.
That's what I like it. That's a good trade-off.
All right, so let's move on a little bit. Let's see what's coming up for this Philly squad, because we have an Arizona Diamondback squad that's almost in the same position as we are. They're pretty much fighting with the Dodgers for that NL West, and we got to go on the road, which scares me a little bit. How confident are you that we get the job done and take this series from the Diamondbacks? This is a tough task.
This is a tough task, and this is a playoff team from last year that's actually gotten even better. Jake Lamb came off the DL recently. I'm not 100% sure if Robbie Ray is healthy right now, but he was banged up a little bit this year. So this is a good team that I'm pretty sure has all of their weapons at the moment, something they haven't had all season long. So going into their barn this time of year on the road when they're trying to catch up to the Rockies is tough, but it doesn't help that Aaron Nola pitched yesterday, so we're not going to get our ace in this series. But we can make this happen. We have to start winning games on the road before the playoffs get here. So we have to get better with it. So I think it will be a good thing for us though, playing playoff potential teams down the stretch here leading into September and October, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, no doubt. And who do we get? Is it like Arrieta, Pivetta, Eflin?
I'm going to pull it up right now.
Yeah. I feel like it's Arrieta, Pivetta, and Eflin. Which, I mean, you know, but just the only one that would scare me if that is the case is Pivetta.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean,
I want to know who the Diamondbacks have on the mound. Like,
okay.
are we
doubt.
getting Greinke, Robbie Ray? Like, that would... that wouldn't be fun. Like, are we dealing with Patrick Corbin here?
Yeah, I need to know this before we move on, actually.
Matter of fact,
but no, the good thing is with this is we have the Nats and the Braves kind of beating up on each other while we take this series. But
can the real Washington Nationals please stand up, please, for one series?
But do we want that, though? Because I mean, they're 6 games back right now, I believe. Do we want the Nats to sweep the Braves and then we're in a hot Nats race? Like... do we want to split? Like, is that what we're looking for? A split? I think it's a 4-game series. I could be wrong, though.
The Nats just signed Greg Holland, so I think they got worse last night.
Oh.
All right, so tonight is Arrieta versus Godley.
Okay.
Hopefully we win that game.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow night is Zach Greinke versus Nick Pivetta.
I think we got that one on lock.
And then Wednesday afternoon game, we have Patrick Corbin and Vince Velasquez. And if the real Vince Velasquez is pitching in that game, that's going to be a good one. Patrick Corbin's one of the most underrated starters in the league.
Okay, so we could win 2 or 3 of this. That second game's going to be a tough one.
For sure. We have to win tonight. We got to win the opening game of this series tonight. Set the tone.
Yeah, no doubt.
You don't want to lose the first game of the series going into Pivetta versus Greinke.
Yeah, no doubt. Just looking at what we have coming up and compared to, say, the Braves, I hate to, like, watch them because we're really in control of our own destiny, but you got to keep your eyes on it. I feel like we have a tougher task. I mean, we do have to play after the Diamondbacks. We see the Padres, but they just came off a smoke show of a Cubs series where they actually played really well. And then you have the Red Sox at home, and then you play the Mets who destroy us all the time, it feels. 2 series against the Nats. I don't think we have an easy task coming up here in the backstretch.
No, just the rest of this month alone, we have 2 Red Sox games, 6 Nationals games. The end of the month, we start a series with the Cubbies. Toronto's not a very good ball club, but we do have to go there. It's never fun traveling out of the country for road games. The Padres, Diamondbacks, we're going on this West Coast trip right now. It can be tough, but the good news is, if we win the games we're supposed to, like we just did against the Marlins, and we take care of business, what separates good teams from great teams are guys that handle their business. Don't lose to teams you're supposed to beat. I'm okay with splitting against Boston. I'm all right with losing 2 out of 3 going to Washington, so long as we're beating the teams we're supposed to beat, and then we take 2. Like, if we lose 2 out of 3 in Washington, but then win 2 out of 3 when Washington comes back to Philly, I'm okay with that, as long as we take care of business when we play Toronto, the Mets, the Padres, and win 2 of these Arizona games. That would be. I think we can manage here. We've had tougher months this season.
Yeah, no doubt. And now that I'm thinking about it, I really do believe that this is going to come down to, like, the last series. Like, this is actually going to happen where it comes down to the last series of the season, and we're battling it out with the Braves. It's going to be that close.
It's like 07 all over again, except it's Atlanta, except for the Mets.
I don't know if I actually like that, though. Like, that concerns me a little bit. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to take it, although it would be great for the channel.
Oh, this Mets series is 5 games.
Is it maybe because of a rain delay on one?
We have the doubleheader on the 16th. We have a makeup game, and then 17th, 18th, and then the 19th they play in Williamsport.
Oh, Little League?
Yeah, I like that. Hopefully that's DeGrom versus Nola in Williamsport. That would be amazing.
But the Mets, they suck, but they would beat us. So, like, you look at that and you're like, oh, that should be a win. But you really never know with the Mets because that seems like it's one of those teams where it doesn't matter how bad they are. It's just going to come back to bite us. And
over the last couple of years, they are just awkwardly good in our building. Cespedes is going to hit 8 home runs in that series. I'm just saying. It's going to happen.
Oh, stop it.
It sucks, but it's a thing.
Let's make a little transition. That was our Phillies talk. And Red Sox Yankees just performed, and that was a series where the Yankees, I think, were 4.5 games or so back before this series started, and I didn't know what 9 now. It's something crazy where the Red Sox just blew this one open, and I hate you because you like the Red Sox for some reason, and I don't get it. But
everyone picks a side. What doesn't matter what team you cheer for. Everyone picks a side between the Red Sox and the Yankees. I personally I have had some bad experiences with New Yorkers, bro.
Yeah, okay, well, I guess that makes the same – it makes sense. Playing hockey all the time, I've had some bad experiences with the Boston guys. They're massholes. That's what you call them. That's what we call them.
I like that.
Yeah, that's what we call them. They are.
No, but it was a really good series, man. I personally it's getting to a point – I picked the Astros to repeat in the preseason. I think if they get their whole team healthy, they lost George Springer yesterday.
I saw that with a thumb injury.
Keeps getting worse for them. But right at this point in time – I don't see anyone beating the Red Sox 4 out of 7.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. Like, you watch MLB Network, you watch all these guys. It's, Astros can do it. Astros can do it. I'm like, are we watching the 79-38 Boston Red Sox? Like, is anyone just – everyone seems to be counting them out. How is that possible?
They're on pace for almost 115 wins, which is ridiculous. But a lot of it has to do with the fact that the AL is just loaded – and the Yankees are the competition. You know, the Yankees are the Yankees, man. The Red Sox, no matter how good they are, even on a season like right now, where they're on pace for almost 115 wins, there's still going to be that around them because New York media is going to try and push the Yankees. And I almost want a Red Sox-Yankees, if it can unravel this way. Red Sox-Yankees ALCS would be phenomenal.
I want that.
Phenomenal.
I want that.
Go Sox, baby.
Okay. Well, honestly, I don't care. Like, to me, I don't care what happens if it's not a Philadelphia sports team. Like, it doesn't matter to me because all I care about is my team winning. So, like, everyone, like, I don't care. You can win all you want. I just want good sports because I'm a jerk off. But yeah. But it was a great series, and I think the Yankees are a great squad. Like, their record is sick. They're a great team. But because there's someone like Boston in front of them that's having a insane career kind of year, it's like messing with their heads. Like they blew a 4-1 lead, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. It was a joke. They did it
on an error too. I believe there was an error in the ninth.
Yeah, no, there was. It was a ground ball to third base to finish the game. He threw off his back foot, and Bird could have scooped it, and he missed it, and then that set up.
I like me a good dig. Over on first base.
Well,
pick that thing out of the ground, Greg.
To end the game, you know.
Pick the ball out of the dirt, Greg.
Yeah, dude, the Boston lineup, that was insane. Like, I actually think Mookie Betts might be my favorite non-Philly to watch. I love him play. The other day against the Sox, or against the Yankees in Game 1, I talked about this in an episode, but, like, Mookie Betts had 4 hits, and then their first 5 hitters had 3 hits, and Mookie had 4. The Phillies alone haven't had that many hits in a baseball game before, let alone their first 5 hitters. I mean, really, they had 16 hits by themselves.
That was why it was so impressive last week when we played the Red Sox. Aaron Nola held 1 through 5 of their lineup to, like, I think it was 0 for 14 ratings. That's impressive. This lineup is ew.
It was the first 5 hitters 0 for 23, and we lost.
But I love watching JD Martinez hit. Ever since he went to Detroit, he's actually said this in a lot of his interviews about his hitting. He has completely mimicked his swing after Miguel Cabrera. It's really just a slap of the wrist. His swing is so simple, but he's learned how to hit. He's the most dangerous hitter in the league, not named Mike Trout, in my opinion, right now. There's not a single spot in his strike zone where he can't take you 450. Whether he's pulling one down the line, you could try and drop one of those sliders, curveballs off the corner the other way. He's just going to drive it out to right field. I love watching this dude hit. And you plug him in a lineup behind Mookie Betts.
Dude, well, yesterday he came up in the 9th. It was bases juiced. They were down 3. So with one swing of the bat, I'm like, oh, here we go, baby. And my man wants to hit a 2 RBI single. Are you kidding me? I'm sitting there waiting to go. Oh, just a 2 RBI single. I wanted.
And then that brings up Bogarts, right?
What's that?
That brought up Bogarts for the error right after that single.
Yeah. And then
JD set the plate.
I'm sitting there I'm so tired. I'm dozing off. I sneak up in the bed and I'm watching on my phone while Kara's sleeping. I'm trying to watch on my phone. I'm dozing off, but I saw the win. It was just a slap of a single up the middle, but it was exciting.
You're too nice. You're see when me and Ashley are laying in bed, I'll just turn the TV up, turn it up.
Oh yeah, well see, I would love to do that, but her alarm goes off at 5:50. I'd probably get smacked in the face, dude.
Yeah,
smacked in the face.
So
our last topic here before we end this one, keeping it off the MLB and hot teams, the Oakland A's. I mean, what is going on with this squad? They are pushing the Yankees. I think at this point, they were 3.5 games back from the first wild card yesterday, but I don't remember if that factored in that loss last night. That push is insane.
Yeah.
Over the Mariners, like the Mariners are falling off a little bit here. I thought they were not going to do that, but I don't know if D. Gordon's what happened with that right ankle injury, but
yeah, I'm not sure. The issue with Seattle is people actually kind of projected this because even when they were sitting pretty about a month ago, they had won so many one-run games that it was like at some point here, you guys are going to stop getting those clutch ninth-inning hits. Like, it's impossible to win games by one run every single night. But they're a talented team. They just, I don't know. Maybe that's just what it was. They're still in close ball games. It's not like they're getting blown out every day. They're just, they're not getting those ninth-inning hits like they were earlier in the season. And those close ball games aren't going their way. But the Oakland Athletics, they're legit. Blake Trainin is legit at the back end of that bullpen. And it's honestly, it's a shame that the American League is so stacked with individual talent right now. Trout's probably going to win MVP. If he doesn't, Mookie Betts is going to win MVP. Then you go to Cleveland, has 2 MVP candidates in Jose Ramirez and Francisco Lindor. Chris Davis needs some recognition. This dude's going to end up hitting 45 home runs this year.
Doubt.
He has the most home runs in the league over the last 3 seasons. No one even understands. He hit 40 home runs last year. He's going to do it again. This guy's one of the best pure power hitters in Major League Baseball, and no one really even talks about it. I think up until maybe midway through last season, people still thought that the only Chris Davis in the league was that bum that's batting 150 in Baltimore right now. This guy's the real deal. He's the real Crush Davis.
I know. Yo, I actually could do this forever, and I think what we should do here is let's end it here, and then in a couple days or so, meet up, and let's just talk baseball as an entire league, because now I'm sitting here, I'm like, dude, I could crush this right now. I could crush it. You know?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah. I'm down. Let's do it.
So let's do it, baby. So let's end this one here. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Dan and Brodes show. Maybe the Sports Hub still working on things. He's not behind it, apparently.
Can't get behind the Sports Hub.
I love it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below. We will see you next time.